Tree Bravo Whiskey at runway 15 right, ready for departure south, departure.
Welcome, friends.
Cessna November 34
We're still in Santa Barbara.
29.83118 at 11. South departure approved.
We're headed out to
For takeoff runway 15
San Luis Obispo, KSBP, in our beloved
Takeoff runway 15 right.
November 343 Bravo Whiskey. About a 60-mile flight. Fix our cameras. Outside as well. See if our camera settings held. Oh yeah, they did. Nice. All right, we're gonna be cruising at 5,500 feet. Get ready for that. I think we're ready to go, friends. We got full rich. Flaps are 1 notch, and that's reflected. Numbers all look good. Fuel flow, temps are all fine. So, let's go. Beautiful morning here. Lights are all set. Landing lights, yes. Beautiful morning here in Southern California. Just gorgeous, as well as Santa Barbara. And let's head for our 60-mile flight out to San Luis Obispo. Little crosswind takeoff, so hopefully that doesn't pose too much of an issue. Parking brake. Let's go. $40 knots. Rotate. Positive rate. Monitor that airspeed. Making a right turn here once we clear the airport. See the sky is just beautiful.
Santa Barbara Tower Cessna November Tree for Tree Bravo.
Hey, flaps.
Continue for south departure.
Start that right turn. Took off to the southeast, and obviously we're headed northwest, so we basically got to do a 180. Watch that airspeed. Climbing up to 5,500 feet is our VFR cruising altitude as we head up to San Luis Obispo on an absolutely beautiful Sunday morning here in Southern California. Just over the water now, 1,500 feet. Level it out here just a bit. Get our heading bug to about 3.3. Oh, I don't need that. I'm going to engage the autopilot. Yes. Sustain a... Ooh, that's an aggressive turn there on the autopilot. All right. It's okay. Maintain that 700 foot per minute climb rate. See, here we are. Let's get a little closer for you. And get the right camera setting. So we're going to get on this magenta track line. So we can actually turn right even a bit more. Get us headed on our track line. Showing us 61.8 nautical miles from San Luis Obispo, 34 minutes. This is increasing right now because of the direction of our flight. Once we get on the track line, I'd expect that to change.
Airspace frequency change approved.
Now 2,500 feet.
Santa Barbara Tower, Cessna November.
Getting a good climb rate here.
Bravo Whiskey frequency
I mean, our airspeed looks good.
Santa Barbara approach.
Get our landing
Cessna
lights
November,
off.
Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is type Cessna Skyhawk. 2
Flaps
miles
confirmed
northwest of
off.
Santa Barbara,
Beautiful views here of
2,500 feet.
Santa Barbara.
Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Cessna November Tree for Tree
As we
Bravo
close in on
Whiskey,
this track line, we'll switch from
Squawk 1021.
heading mode to nav mode, confirming that
1021
here we are,
Cessna Tree Bravo
GPS.
Whiskey.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey radar contact 3 miles northwest of Santa Barbara, 2,800 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Okay, I
Cleared
think
through the Charlie airspace.
we're
Cessna
good
Tree
to
Bravo Whiskey.
switch to nav mode. And we begin that left turn, as expected. Very good. Beautiful. I like to think these are vineyards. That's great. Got some terrain ahead, don't we? This could be fun. Go ahead and increase our climb rate. Since we got the airspeed, might as well use it. Don't think we'll have any problems. Catching some updrafts. Feeling it. I don't realize there's this kind of terrain just northeast of Santa Barbara, north and northeast. Rendered beautifully. Airspeed's dropped now, so we will increase our climb rate accordingly. Now showing 56 nautical miles from our destination, and you see this ETE, estimated time en route, is fluctuating wildly. That's all because we're changing our course, or our airspeed's increasing as we approach our cruise altitude. We're at 4,900 feet now, closing in on our cruising altitude of 5,500 feet. Beautiful. Looks like you can almost reach out and touch those ridge lines. Fantastic. Up at our cruising altitude now, and you'll notice our ETE is dropping dramatically as that's our ground speed. As our ground speed increases, we need to adjust accordingly. I'll be there in no time. That looks amazing, gosh. commented repeatedly about my new VFR flying. Just was such a devotee of flying in the longitude all over the world, which we did and which we enjoyed. But there's something to be said for VFR flying. San Luis Obispo County Regional Airport, as I mentioned, KSBP, Kilo Sierra Bravo Papa, also known as McChesney Field. Built in 1939. We'll be landing on runway 29er. Weather in San Luis Obispo is described as mostly cloudy, 65 degrees. Winds out of the west, 6 miles an hour. Latest METAR from San Luis Obispo shows mixed results. Sorry, I'm looking for the most recent METAR information for San Luis Obispo. You do see clouds ahead, though. This could be interesting because we're VFR, we can't enter the clouds, so we might have to do a little scud running here. This, of course, is the downside to VFR flying. You must always have visual contact with the ground. Check this message. Set course 309, that's where we are. Showing us now 25 minutes. You can see this is now stabilized. Basically. Ground speed steady at 111, 112. So about 24 minutes. What's going to be interesting on this is the clouds, or are the clouds. I'd have to descend, just a scud run and stay underneath them. Passing over the communities of Solvang, Los Olivos, Los Alamos, Orcutt, Santa Maria eventually. Pismo Beach. Before we get to San Luis Obispo. Really beautiful visuals. For now, we still have visuals. But those clouds. Use the non-aviation term to describe them as no bueno. Inadvertent transition from VMC into IMC is a major pilot killer. I don't intend it to kill us, so let's descend. Start with 4,500. It's really funny how uneasy I feel, even at the idea of inadvertent entry into VMC. Let's keep an eye on our airspeed. Let's lean this out just a bit here. Like, it's the stuff of nightmares. I mean, I've flown instruments in the longitude without any issues at all. I mean, over and over and over. A million ILS approaches, a million IMC situations. But there's just something about knowing in the sim that we're flying a VFR flight plan that makes me extremely uncomfortable with the idea of entry into IMC conditions. I just want to play by the rules, you know? If you file a VFR flight plan, you don't go IMC, period. That's all there is to it. Showing us now 19 minutes. I mean, if you need to file for an IFR flight plan, you certainly can. And the sim allows for that, as I recall. Let's see. Yeah, see, request IFR clearance. I mean, so if we needed to do that, we could. But I just prefer not to. But look at this weather ahead of us. I mean, that is not insignificant. So if we got a Scud run, we'll Scud run. We're down to 4,500 now. That doesn't satisfy me, so we'll take it to 3,500. Scud running obviously being flying just beneath the clouds. Which is a perfectly permissible. But, you know, when you've got terrain, can be also very dangerous. And you find yourself in a CFIT situation, controlled flight into terrain, which I have no interest in exploring. About 19 minutes now. Making great time. We're going fast because of the descent. Looks like at 3,500 we should be underneath these clouds, I think. You must be able to maintain visual contact with the ground. Looks like aviationweather.gov's website is down. All right, let's take it down to 2,500, friends. We're We're still good though. I still got the ground in sight.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, you're leaving my airspace radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
1200 through its key.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved. Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Those clouds, man.
Los Angeles Center Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is type Cessna Skyhawk 14 miles northwest of 0 Charlie Alpha 4 3,100 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna November Tree.
What's my squawk code?
Bravo Whiskey, Los Angeles Center. Squawk 2552.
2552. Goes key.
2552 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
There it is.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey radar. Contact 13 miles southeast of Santa Maria, 2,900 feet. Altimeter 29er.89er.
Roger Cessna Tree
2989. I wish I had radar. God. The weather's off, appears to be off to our right. It's not much in the way of weather, really. It more impacts visibility. There is some weather further north as we close in on the Bay Area, but hauling ass right now.
Foxtrot, you are 66 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Expect RNAV runway 29er approach via WYNNR transition. Cleared to WYNNR.
Somebody else is on approach into San Luis Obispo. Why aren't they responding? What was that call out to? 97 Foxtrot.
Cessna 97 Foxtrot, you are 65 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 5,900 feet. Expect RNAV runway 29er approach via WYNNR transition.
But see, this is kind of cool. Flying at 2,500 feet. VFR. I like it. I love the longitude. Make no mistake. Hey, listen. Who's not going to love a $28 million airplane? But you don't see much from 41,000 feet. A little more in the way of clouds. But we still on the ground and in sight.
Descend and maintain 8,500 feet. Expect RNAV runway 29er approach via WYNNR transition. Cleared to WYNNR.
Bumping up our speed just a little bit. Still off the ground. Scud running. Showing us now 15 minutes. It's dropping fast with our increase in airspeed. Doing 114 knots across the ground. Little misty. But we're still good at 2,500 feet.
Southwest tree 1-2 tree climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
Still got the ground. Still got the ground. I really wish I knew what the ceiling was. It's frustrating when ETAR doesn't show up. Just at the top of our green arc. I'll allow it.
Cessna 97 Foxtrot, you are 62 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect RNAV runway 29er approach via WYNNR transition. Cleared to WYNNR.
A lot of agriculture down there, friends. staying VFR. No problems. Airspeed's good. Fast, but good. Altitude stable. At runway 29er at San Luis Obispo County is in our direction of flight. So in other words, we won't have to overfly the airport or anything like that. Basically a straight in approach. Current heading's 309, so expect a slight left turn. Stand by.
Santa Barbara, approach on 127.725. Good day.
27725.
Going to 127.725 Cessna, Tree Bravo Whiskey.
You see now showing us 10 minutes and 44 seconds.
Tree Bravo Whiskey, 2,500 feet.
20 miles out.
Cessna November 34 Tree Bravo Whiskey Santa Barbara, approach altimeter 29er.
So here's the airport.
Continue as planned. Generic 7 Zulu Tango descend and maintain 2,400 feet. Descend and maintain 2,400 feet. Generic 7 Zulu Tango.
All right.
Generic
More
7
clouds.
Zulu Tango, you are 5 miles southeast of San Luis.
Go down to 2,000.
On 124.01 inbound. Tower on 124.0 generic 7.
Pull back on that throttle a little bit. Scud running, friends. San Luis Obispo County Regional Airport actually has an FBO. It was ACI Jet. I actually know the owner of that. ACI Jet. So I expect a right exit off the runway. We're at 2,000 feet now, still VFR. And because we are staying out of the clouds, we can still see the ground and still be able to deal with our terrain issues, if any. See if we've got the airport listed yet. There it is, KSBP. We won't contact them yet. We don't need to contact San Luis Obispo Tower for landing clearance when we're still 16 miles out. Still got the ground, no problem. But you can see how this whole theory of scud running can be a problem if you eventually run out of visible airspace. Because then you're left with clouds and or terrain. But I'm not seeing any problems. I got clear skies straight ahead. I'm actually, do I see? I think I see blinking rabbits there. That's got to be our airport. Oh, Jesus. Interesting. This is... oh, this must be depicting terrain, not radar. Yeah, it is. All right. So I got the airport in sight. We're at 2,000 feet and we are hauling ass. Showing now just 6 minutes. We're at 2,000 feet. There's somebody. See that? I don't know if that's 97 Foxtrot. Doing 123 knots now across the ground and close. You know, reach out and touch some of these ridges, but all legal so far. I want it to stay that way. As we close in on a lovely San Luis Obispo airport. 65 degrees. Winds, as I said, out of the west. 6 miles an hour. Humidity 78%. Visibility 16 miles. Current altimeter 2988. Ten miles out, we'll go ahead and check in with the tower.
San Luis Tower, Cessna November, Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is 11 miles southeast, 2,000 feet with like to land.
Cessna November, Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey, San Luis Tower. Altimeter 29.89er, wind calm, fly straight in runway 29er.
Wind calm in the sim.
Fly straight in runway 29er, Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Straight in, as I mentioned.
San Luis Airport information, Mike 1800 Zulu. Wind calm.
Why am I getting the ATIS?
Sky condition, ceiling 1,000.
I didn't tune the ATIS.
Temperature, 2 tree. San Luis Airport information, Mike 1800
That's funny.
Zulu. San Luis Airport information,
It won't let me
Mike 1800 Zulu.
tune out of the ATIS.
Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 1,700 feet broken. Temperature 2 tree. Viewpoint
Yeah.
10.
We're stuck listening to the ATIS for the rest of the flight. That's funny.
Runway 29er in use. Landing and departing runway 11.
Just trying to shut it up.
San Luis Tower, Cessna November, Tree.
I'm not
Bravo
unfamiliar with
Whiskey
the
is
area, but
unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey Airport is 12 o'clock 7 miles.
I like how he sounded exasperated. I think that blinking red light is 97 Foxtrot.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, follow the generic on short final.
Yeah, it's 97 Foxtrot.
To land runway 29er.
Clear to land, 29er. We're number 2.
Clear to land
Go Whiskey.
runway 29er, Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
This is when I missed my 4 flight.
Tango exit runway when able. Generic 7 Zulu Tango, contact ground on 121.6.
Just 4 miles out now, so let's go ahead and kill the autopilot.
121.6, generic 7 Zulu
There's our runway right there. We can cut it to idle. Make a little right base. Get down into the flap safe tape. Flap safe arc. It's up to about 85 knots. Get our landing lights on. There's our runway. Turn it to 2. We got red and white on the Vasi. I can see it from here. Just make it out there. So our altitude's good. Red now, so we'll climb a bit, do a notch of flaps. Good. Got full rich. Airspeed 60 knots now. Red and white on the Vossies. Vertical approach slope indicator. Got full flaps. White over white, back to red over white. White over white, back to red over white. $500 feet. $62 knots. Runway 29 confirmed. There's the markers. I'll take it. Right or left? Right, as suspected. All right, friends. Well, welcome to San Luis Obispo as we continue our journey north along the California coast. This was kind of fun, you know. We didn't have the. We had to deal with the avoiding VFR to IMC.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey contact ground on 121.6.
116 Whiskey.
Going to 121.6 Cessna
Parking brake.
Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Flaps. Ground. Parking.
San Luis ground Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey taxi to parking.
Landing lights.
Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha.
Via Alpha, Whiskey.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via
Parking brake?
taxiway Alpha Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Well, friends, that was fun. I enjoyed that flight. From Santa Barbara, California to San Luis Obispo, California. A lot of fun. Let's get our taxi light on. Not that we much need it. Make a little U-turn here. don't know why they make us take some of these goofy routes to park. Use that right toe brake. Let's park. All right, that's that. All right, friends. Park and brake. Everything else looks good. Let's go ahead and just lean her out. Stop the engine. Take one last little final look around. Now that we're safe here in San Luis Obispo. We'll head north from here. I don't know where to next. I'll figure out an airport somewhere. Batteries. Avionics. Masters are off. There we go. KSBA to KSBP. Santa Barbara to San Luis Obispo. 36 minutes and 50 seconds on this glorious flight. Look at this. Up to 642 hours, 59 minutes, 42 seconds of flight time in the sim. That's a lot of fun. 381 daytime takeoffs. 27 night takeoffs. 326 day landings. And 63 night landings. Big fun. All right, friends. Well, listen, it's Sunday. It's 11:46 in the morning. Sunday, October 22nd. Hope everybody has a great week ahead. And thank you for joining us on the ongoing adventures of November 343 Bravo Whiskey. Any suggestions about where to head north from San Luis Obispo? I'm all ears. I generally keep the flights to about an hour or less. Take care.